Thank you for joining us today. If you're looking for an inspirational speaker to motivate and uplift your organization, please consider booking Pappy to speak. He can also speak for free for your nonprofit group, and with the power of technology, he can connect with you anywhere in the world to share his message of hope and inspiration. And speaking of connecting anywhere in the world, we are happy to announce that Pappy Mindset Coach can be found on your favorite social media platform. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe and share and follow Pappy Mindset Coach on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, Facebook, and Rumble so that you can assist him in promoting his important message of hope and inspiration to his fellow brothers and sisters throughout the world. Now let's go to Pappy to set the table.
Yes, Mikey, namaste to you and Suzanne and all of our fellow brothers and sisters. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. And I would just, I've got one like little comment, Mikey. I would always remind my fellow brothers and sisters, I always like to remind them every chance I get when it comes up or misstated, the way that they're thinking is this is not my message. This is a universal message. I'm not here to talk anyone into anything or convince or save anyone. I'm here to share information. I'm here to inform my fellow brothers and sisters of the awe-inspiring, untapped creative power that lives within every one of our fellow brothers and sisters. So that's what I'm here for. That's what the message is. It's a message of hope and inspiration, abundance, peace of mind. It's a message of hope and inspiration. Fundamentally, at its core, it is a message of love, and it's a message of love that's being shared for you to elevate your life, to live the life of your dreams, to get in harmony with your true self, with your eternal spiritual being. You're an eternal spiritual being having a limited physical experience. So again, namaste to all my fellow brothers and sisters. As always, we're coming to you from a perspective of pure 100% spirituality today. We stay neutral as to everything, neutral as to religion, neutral as to governments, neutral as to politicians, neutral as to arguments. We don't get involved. We are just here to help you and to inform you and provide information to you. And as I say, I offer suggestions, and that's what I'm here for today, to offer suggestions that if you've been at this game of life pushing and forcing and efforting and working, and you've been at this game of life for 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, 80 years or more, and when you go down that scorecard that I talk with you about health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, and spirituality, and you look at your grades and you're not happy with your grades, and my fellow brothers and sisters, I'm talking to brothers and sisters of ours from pretty much every continent across this globe, and the vast, beyond the supermajority of our fellow brothers and sisters are nowhere near happy or satisfied with their grades. And my suggestion to you is that you've been viewing this, that you live in a 3D world within a 3D universe, and you are a 3D being. You are not a 3D being in a 3D world within a 3D universe. You're an eternal, ethereal, endless spiritual being living in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. And this perfect and infinite thought universe all operates under perfect and infinite universal laws. I talked about love a little bit ago, the law of love, the law of love at the very, very top. It's the only law that fulfills and completes and fulfills every other law. So that's what we're coming to from today, my fellow brothers and sisters, from a perspective of love, looking to inform you. If this makes sense to you, if you'd like to learn more, offering suggestions. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'm very excited about us sharing some quality time together.
And I know, Pappy, that you want to share with us some of the events that you've had in the past, and I think that you wanted to tell us about the mastermind integration that you had.
Yeah, Mikey. And again, and thank you to Suzanne for putting together such a fantastic show as always. You both have set a very high standard, and you meet that standard every time that we have a show that we share with our fellow brothers and sisters. So thanks to both of you. And in our format that we have, it's nice to share something contemporary because I'm speaking to groups on a regular basis, either in person or virtually, however it may be, and it gives a different perspective every time. And I was given a presentation not too long ago in New York City to it was sort of like a tribe, a group of like-minded individuals with the HEI group. It was a community mastermind. They called it an integration brunch on a Sunday in the upper west side of New York City. And it was a great event. There was a lot of entrepreneurs there. And also, Mikey, a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters who are attracted to this are leaders. I said a great meeting the other day with an executive director of just a wonderful charity, a wonderful nonprofit, and it also attracts a lot of those, and a lot of individuals who are running, small or medium size. I'm not talking about these international nonprofit organizations, but the ones that are running small, medium sized nonprofits and looking to grow those. Their hearts are so big, and their hearts are like larger than their body for their gifts that they have and for their wants and desires to help their fellow brothers and sisters. They think almost exactly, or they look exactly like you could plug them into a for-profit company because they're true entrepreneurs and that's how their minds work. So one thing that stuck out from this recent presentation, Mikey, and we're going to hone in on a little bit today, that the focus from the conversation I had, the presentation I did, then in the Q&A, because that's where all the magic happens on the questions and answers and the interaction with the audience, really got focused on suggestions and auto suggestions. And we're going to dive into those a little bit today. But I always like to provide a little bit of context to our audience. This was from some entrepreneurs and nonprofit entrepreneurs, so to speak, from the dialogue in a recent presentation. And it really brought to the surface the concepts of suggestions and auto suggestions. And that's going to be one of the main themes we'll be focusing on today.
Oh, that's awesome. What a great community to speak with and share your ideas with.
Yes, a lot of
But
great energy.
yes, with so much negativity around us every week, Pappy wants to share some positive messages with us. And the best way to do that is to go and sign up to his mailing list where you can receive 2 concepts to live by every week directly into your inbox. And he just wants to remind us that repetition is our key to manifesting. And I know that he has 2 great concepts lined up for us. He touched a little bit on. Pappy, which ones are you sharing today?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the two recent ones that Suzanne had sent out, we'll start with the first one, attitude. Attitude is the residual. It is after all the work that goes into everything, what does it look like? How does it interact with our fellow brothers and sisters? So if we think of this pure power and spirit and energy that flows down into us and through us, and it's up to all of us. It's up to every one of us. How are we going to utilize access to all knowledge and all power of all time that you have in you, and this spirit and energy and power that's being continually fed into you? How are you going to use that? What are you going to do with it? Thoughts, my fellow brothers and sisters, start this process as we've talked before, and then applying emotions to those thoughts. That's the key formula. We're using our imagination and thinking up above our head, and we want to identify a want. A want is the inception of what our goal is going to be, our big faith 10x goal, and also our other goals. Most important experiences every day are sort of like mini goals, what you want to accomplish, and your other experiences are like mini goals, okay, but still very important. So you're drawing this power and spirit energy down into you, and I talk about the stick figure, the round circle around my head with a line through the middle, a C in the top for conscious mind, an SC on the bottom for subconscious mind, a little line that goes down to a smaller circle here for my body, one line up on each side for arms and hands, one line down on each side for legs and feet. So your mind is the combination of these 3 elements: your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your body. Your body is an instrument of your mind. So you're thinking, you identify a want, and then there starts to become some emotion applied to that want. You want to get invested into it. You want to lean into it. Once you've identified, you've used your imagination to identify a want, something that you want. And again, another thing to remind our fellow brothers and sisters, some of these things that I talk about, a few of them may seem like a matter of semantics, but it's not. When we talk about wanting, desiring our goals, especially, are what we desire in our goals are not to get, GET. They are to grow. That places you in harmony, alignment, flow with the universe. If you have a goal and it is to grow, you will get your financial reward or whatever else it is, but you cannot and should not place that forward or first ever as far as what you want to get. You do it to grow, and that will just lead you right into it. So these wants are to grow. Your desires are to grow. Your goals are to grow. You came here to further express, expand, increase, grow, and create. That's in the tie for number 1, what you came here for. In this place, you're in complete harmony. Now I'm leading up to attitude. This comes into your conscious mind as a want. you apply some more emotion to it, and it drops into your subconscious mind. And the more that you want it, your want turns into a desire. Once you have elevated your emotion around your want, which now is turned into a desire and is living in the bowl, the bottom half, that's your subconscious mind, vibrations start to come out of your subconscious mind. Vibrations start to flow down into and through your body. And what have we talked about so many times, Mikey? We've talked about, I call it a launch point, and I say it's the same as calling someone on your cell phone. You want to be very conscious of where you are launching and where you're calling. If you hold your cell phone as high as you possibly can, that's going to provide the highest and greatest response. An individual, a group, an organization, an asset, a resource, a connection, an opportunity. Hold it as high as you can. Hold it down here. It's going to be above average, but not as strong. You hold it slightly above your waist, slightly above average, and just think of your waist as the water level below the midpoint of your body, below your navel or belly button, whatever you like to refer to it. You're having lower vibrations. These are negative vibrations. You are de-energized if you are at that point of vibration. So this makes all the difference in the world, my fellow brothers and sisters. This has every effect on your life. What you're doing with this power, spirit, and energy that flows down into you, you use your imagination, you identify with your thoughts, your want, you convert that to a desire, and now vibrations are coming out of your subconscious mind, and vibrations are coming out of your body. And as Buddha said, you will become what you think. This is directly tied into this process I'm talking to you about. You will become what you think. What you think of most often, you think of yourself as successful most often, you will be successful. You think of yourself as unsuccessful most often, you will be unsuccessful. That's how it works. That's how it works. And as this flows through you, if you're thinking of yourself as successful, your vibrations are above your midpoint, up here somewhere, above here, above the midpoint of your body, up here, up high, or somewhere. And that is the vibration you're sending out, which creates a frequency. And that is what generates your attitude. If you're in a vibration state in your upper half, you are sending out positive energy, positive vibrations, and that's also analogous to you're in a quote unquote good attitude. You are in a good mood. Down below your midpoint, bad vibration state, bad attitude, bad mood. This ties in, Mikey, to the other teaching point that I talk about, our higher self. This is the number one gift that we gave ourselves and the universe has given us to know and give ourselves a self-assessment immediately at all times. We have up to 60,000 thoughts per day. So even if it's 30 or 40,000, it's a lot of thoughts. And we were unable to come up with a system when we incarnate here on earth and to be able to get feedback on tens of thousands of thoughts all day long. So we have the greatest system on earth. Read yourself what type of vibrational state you're in. And don't worry about all these different levels you can hold a cell phone. Just simply, am I in a high vibration state above my midpoint or a low vibration state? Because these vibrations that you send out, which convert into frequencies, are synonymous with your attitude. That is the attitude. You're either in a good attitude or a bad attitude, a good mood or a bad mood. And again, with your attitude, please pay attention to the message your higher self is sending you. When you're in a good mood and you're in a high vibration state, that is confirmation from your higher self. Pay attention to what you're doing. What got you in this state? Do more of it. You should be doing more of it. You should look for more of this. This is your sweet spot. This is one of the reasons why you came here. This is the true you. The true you, the real you, is a high vibrationary state, not a low vibrationary state. What do we talk about? A high vibrationary state. If we're all in a high vibrationary state, we're here to raise your individual level of consciousness, to raise that, and in the same turn, by you even raising yours, but also to raise our fellow brothers and sisters, the collective, the aggregate, to raise all of our fellow brothers and sisters' level of consciousness as well. This will have such a profound effect on your life and on everything and everyone around you, this entire planet. it is beyond your comprehension how positive this can be. So this is all about me sharing a message and you doing your part. Get in a positive attitude. I just explained the entire process, how it works for you. You're getting direct feedback. If you're in a low attitude, a low vibration, a low vibration state, of a bad mood, so to speak, in plain English, that is your higher self telling you something is awry, something is amiss in this process. You're not in harmony, alignment, flow. To get out of here, don't do this. And if you start to pay attention when you're in a low vibration state, a lot of times it may be something that you're doing, it may be the environment you're in, the group of people you're around. It could be like a physical building, it could be a bar or restaurant, so to speak. So pay attention to where this is happening, and you'll see a pattern in a lot of cases, and that will help you to modify and shift your life so that you can manifest anything you can imagine. My fellow brothers and sisters, you have all these skills, all these powers inside of you. I'm here, you're this close. I'm here just to get you to go that extra little bit, flip that light switch on, and begin to manifest into your life anything you can imagine. The next topic, Mikey, that Suzanne sent out for the concepts to live by is auto suggestion. That's really the granddaddy for today. And auto suggestion is a suggestion from yourself to yourself, from yourself to yourself. Suggestions are the most powerful force in the universe. I'll start on the challenging side, and then we'll work our way up to a crescendo and stay in a happy zone. Suggestions, my fellow brothers and sisters, and auto suggestions. Think about that stick figure again, that big round circle around my head, horizontal line through the middle, conscious mind on the top, SC, subconscious mind on the bottom. Your subconscious mind generates 95% of the accomplishments of what you accomplish on earth. This is it. This is where all the magic happens. Not on top with your conscious mind, not your stinking thinking, not Mr. Stupid, not your drunk monkey, your tiny little ego that misleads you constantly in your conscious mind. We're talking about the rich treasure of your subconscious mind. And what is a massive, massive influence on the success in your life is the information that you feed into and provide your subconscious mind. Again, if you tell yourself you're going to be unsuccessful and you're telling yourself the majority of your day, that is what's going in your subconscious mind, access to all knowledge and all power of all time. Your subconscious mind says the king or the queen, that's you, the king or the queen, has instructed me to take action on this. And my fellow brothers and sisters, I mentioned before, on these suggestions, it could be something as small as you're going to park your car and you're on a street in a town or somewhere, or city, or even a neighborhood, and you're going to be parallel parking your car. And you see a spot, it's a beautiful spot, it's right in front of your home or apartment or condo, whatever it is, and it's a nice spot, but you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so terrible at parallel parking. I am so bad at this. I screw this up every time. Oh, this sucks. I got a great spot and I'm terrible at parallel parking. You've told your subconscious mind you suck at it, you're terrible at it, you're not good at it, it never works out. It takes action on that. It's going to help you to make sure it's going to be an ugly mess with you trying to parallel park your car. If you told yourself that you're great at it, you can and will be great at it in very short order if that is the instruction you give your subconscious mind. So something even what seems as mundane or minor as that, just extrapolate that, my fellow brothers and sisters, up into things that are more important. So that is the power of suggestions. Now, for suggestions, before I move to auto suggestions, one of the most important thing about suggestions is these are coming at you all day long. You wake up and I tell you to stay away from technology for as long as possible in the morning after you first wake up. But our fellow brothers and sisters, they're listening to the news. Bam, low vibrationary state. They hear a weather report. It's not what they wanted or whatever. Low vibrationary state. So all these arrows coming at you, coming at your conscious mind all day long. The news, the weather, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, children, social media, the internet, the radio, music, the words that are in a song. And when something comes toward you, your conscious mind, you think of that top half as your shield. You need to deflect that and redirect that, because if your shield doesn't block it, it's going down into your subconscious mind with these suggestions, this information and data that's coming at you throughout the day. So number one is reject and cancel, refuse to participate, reject and cancel negative suggestions. Now on yourself, auto suggestions, suggestions from yourself to yourself. Neville Goddard, who's HOF Hall of Fame, would maintain that you can manifest anything that you want just through your self-talk, just through this talk, like the talk you're having with yourself when you go into parallel park your car. That is how powerful you are. That's an auto suggestion. Anything that you speak aloud, anything that you speak aloud, and of course yourself hears it and it goes in your subconscious mind, that's an auto suggestion. Think of it as training and coaching and molding your future, your life, yourself. That's what you're doing. You're that freaking powerful, okay? What goes in your subconscious mind is what all forces in the universe take action on. Now, I could bore you to tears with scientific research and studies that are unbelievable. Quantum physicists have calculated, these are quantum physicists. These aren't spiritual beings, or these aren't religious or theological individuals. Quantum physicists have identified law of resonance. You think a thought for 17 seconds, consecutively, 17 seconds, you've made a connection, and that is received. You have initiated the law of attraction in as short as 17 seconds. 17 seconds times 4 for 68 seconds. You not only have started this process of manifesting, but you have generated momentum. Momentum. The smallest positive thought will attract back to you a positive thought. The smallest possible thought. The smallest negative thought will attract back to you something negative, a small negative, a medium negative, maybe something else. But the law of attraction is what you're placing, like the ball that you're starting to roll here regarding auto suggestion. So my fellow brothers and sisters, this is in a tie for the most powerful force in the universe, just by the suggestions you give yourself, suggestions that you give yourself in self-talk, through affirmations, through intentions, through prayers. This is what molds you, and this is your future. You will become what you think. You will attract what you feel. That gets back to attitude before. You will attract what you feel, these vibrations, which convert into frequencies that are coming out of your subconscious mind and primarily out of your body, is what you can and will attract back into. And you, my fellow brothers and sisters, believe it or not, control this. You are the king. You are the queen. I implore you, really focus on auto suggestions and the self-talk that you're having with yourself, because that's what's happening most throughout the day. And then on specific times, you're really bringing a lot of energy, thought, energy, and focus and emotion and feelings into either intentions or affirmations or prayer. But you really need to sharpen your skills here on your small talk of this auto suggestions, what you're telling yourself throughout the day. It can and will and is right now. It is right now making all the difference in the world for you. My fellow brothers and sisters, you have manifested everything in your life. Look around the room, look around wherever you're at, everything around you, all the experiences around you, your entire reality you've manifested. And this is the primary way that this is coming towards you, is through auto suggestions.
Those are two really great and powerful concepts, and they're also just a great reminder of how important it is to protect your subconscious mind, because we talked about in past webinars having that bubble or that shield around you. It's so important to keep those negative thoughts off of your mind and bouncing off that bubble. And auto suggestion is such an important concept that it's actually today's manifest coaching tip as well, on manifesting the law of attraction. Papi, you want to explain it a little bit further for us?
Yeah, I went pretty deep on the initial. I just sort of like rolled right into that, Mikey, but I'll just put a little cherry on top, the icing on the cake here. Auto suggestions, just think of it, my fellow brothers and sisters, that they are what are built into, by definition, every affirmation that I work with you on. I am so happy and grateful now that, and what you write out, then you think about it, then you speak it aloud, then you pull it into all of your senses. These are auto suggestions. And again, I've stated before, when I ask you, I suggest to you, write out your affirmations 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 in the evening. And again, so many of our fellow brothers and sisters come up to me, Pappy, if there's one thing you've turned me on to, is like my subconscious mind and how powerful it is Where is it? When am I close to it? How do I get in contact with it? Just in a natural state, my fellow brothers and sisters, you are closest to your subconscious mind when you immediately first wake up in the morning, when you're still in like a theta brainwave state, THETA, right when you first wake up in the morning, and then right before you go to sleep, and then right before you fall asleep. These are the most powerful times to connect with your subconscious mind. Writing out your affirmations, 333, write out three right after you wake up in the morning, before you go to sleep at night, stating your intentions right before you go to sleep. We've talked so many times about asking subconscious mind, universal subconscious mind, your most important question, whatever that is on earth. And that changes. It doesn't, it's not going to be the same as your big faith 10x goal where you're writing the same affirmation until you manifest it. These are just whatever you're going through. You may have the same question for a week or two, some kind of challenge you're going through, something you want an answer to, something you want to provide some solace, you want to provide some comfort. So these are the times that it's most important for these auto suggestions. Whenever you first wake up in the morning and right before you fall asleep at night, and they're contained within all of our affirmations. I am so happy and grateful now that, excuse me, they're contained within our intentions. We're starting with our intentions, with our waking ritual in the morning, even small things that we want to have, that we want, that we're grateful for having the greatest hygiene experience, for to present ourselves to our fellow brothers and sisters, the greatest nutritional experience, the greatest social interaction with any fellow loved one, and any member who may be in the house, maybe a partner, maybe a spouse, parents, children, whoever it may be, relative, whoever it may be in the house with you that you're going to interact with. So these are all the suggestions and auto suggestions. These auto suggestions you're giving yourself also in prayer, also contained in prayer. So auto suggestions, the most powerful force in the universe. It can go all the way up to the formal level of writing out your faith 10x goal within your auto suggestions contained within your affirmation. That's at the very top, so to speak, all the way down to what is occurring with you all throughout your day. Self-talk. When you're talking to yourself and you say anything, start saying, I can do this instead of I can't do this. Start talking in the positive tense. My fellow brothers and sisters, the law of attraction, if you're thinking positive and talking positive, positive is attracted back to you. If you're thinking negative and talking negative, negative is attracted back to you. We've talked so many times. 80% of our fellow brothers and sisters' thoughts are negative. For every 5 thoughts for our fellow brothers and sisters, 4 are negative. So just think about this. Why do most people, and pretty much the super majority of anyone that I initially run into, are not living their life? I talked before about pushing, forcing, efforting at the beginning of today's show. I talked about that. This is because 4 out of 5 thoughts are negative, and that's what our fellow brothers and sisters are drawing it into. My fellow brothers and sisters, in closing on this, you can only hold one thought in your mind at a time, only one. 30, 40, 50, up to 60,000 thoughts per day, but you only have one thought at a time, and only you can, and only you should control that thought. Never, never, ever, ever give that power up to anyone else. When you're watching something on TV, social media, the radio, the news, whatever it is that comes at you, and you go into a negative state, because a lot of our fellow brothers say, quote unquote, I was triggered when I heard something, you are giving up the greatest power in your life. Instead of you controlling the thought in your head, you are now allowing someone else or some other entity or what have you to control that thought. I implore you, my fellow brothers and sisters, never, ever, ever give up the greatest power that you have on earth. You don't have to have a penny in the bank for this power. You don't have to own a house. You don't have to own a car. Just you, the power that you have just within your divine being that you are possesses. So please wield this power to your favor, in your favor, wield it properly, and you can and you will develop the life of your dreams. You can and will manifest anything you can imagine.
Well, Papi, I have to say today's show is just flowing naturally. You're talking about like auto suggestions and self-talk and how affirmations really help. And something like someone like myself, I talk to myself, I say things, but I also like to write it down. It just helps me. And I know that you like to write your affirmations down as well. We were just talking about that, how it's part of your self-talk and how you motivate yourself for the day. And I know that affirmations always start with in the present. You're always grateful for what's happening now. And you always start with, I am so happy and grateful now that. And I know you have a good one lined up for us.
Yeah, thanks for that reminder, Mikey, because writing things out is so powerful. And so many of our fellow brothers and sisters, that's their go-to. That's how they can internalize things and be the most successful. Sometimes I'll do my gratitude mentally, telepathically, a lot of times even in nonverbal when I'm doing going through my gratitude, and I do say it aloud as well. But so many of our fellow brothers and sisters, for example, like journaling, that just writing down, can even be just one word, what you're grateful for, is so powerful. So again, writing things out as well. Thank you for that reminder, Mikey. Yeah, the affirmation I have for today to tie into our theme for today. I am so happy and grateful now that I recognize that suggestion and auto suggestion, suggestions from myself to myself into my subconscious mind, are the most powerful force on earth for me to manifest and live my best life, for me to manifest and create my best life. My fellow brothers and sisters, think of this and go back to this time and time again and internalize how powerful suggestions and auto suggestions are. I'm so happy and grateful now that I recognize, I'm so happy and grateful now that you recognize how powerful suggestions and auto suggestions are. Suggestions from yourself to yourself into your subconscious mind. Into your subconscious mind, my fellow brothers and sisters, these are the most powerful forces on earth and in the universe for you to be able to manifest and live your best life. Put this at the very top of the list.
Awesome. And now we get to ask Pappy a manifest question. And if you have a question for Pappy, you can go to his website and click on the Ask Pappy link at the top and submit your question. And today's question is pretty broad. I know Pappy has a lot to say on this one. So, what is the law of attraction?
Yeah, this is one of the biggest ones. I even have it on our logos and everything. Pappy Mindset Coach, manifesting the law of attraction. Um, my fellow brothers and sisters, yeah, at the very, very top, the law of attraction, in a tie for the most important laws in the universe. And again, my fellow brothers and sisters, this isn't just a little thing that works or could work for you, or works or could work in your home or on your street or block or in your little town, in your city, in your part of the state, in your country, in your province, wherever you're at, in your continent. This is how the entire planet Earth operates. And not just planet Earth, the entire universe, And I just implore you, my fellow brothers and sisters, over and over. You've heard me say, traveling at the speed of light, we human beings in over 200,000 years, and I don't want to get into, but it's a lot longer than people think how long we've been in existence. In hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, that the furthest we've been able to figure out how to travel at the speed of light is 1 second. 1 second. 1 second gets you from here on Earth to the moon. That's as far as we've been able to figure out how to travel. And that's a story for another day, the moon thing. If you were to look in the room you're in right now at one end of the ceiling or wherever you're at, as far as you can see, if you're in a bigger room, look at one edge where the wall comes up and meets the ceiling. Look all the way across to the other end where the wall comes up and meets the ceiling. And imagine that entire expanse is the universe that you live in. It would take you 90 billion years, 90 billion years with a B as in Bravo, billion years to travel from one end of our known universe to the other end of our known universe. We figured out how to travel 1 second. My fellow brothers and sisters, please be humble. Take on some humility. Find your authentic self and realize that we as human beings don't even have a clue. The universe laughs at this, at things that we think we've got figured out, like scientists that think they're geniuses, the things that they're just not even scratching the surface on. The complexity of this universe, the complexity and genius of this universe beyond our wildest comprehension as human beings. So let's put Mr. Ego aside, being cocky, bragging, being conceited, thinking you know so much. We don't know anything about this complexity and this God-forced genius that created this universe. And then anytime I get in a zone, the universe reminds me, Pappy, know that there are universes upon universes upon universes, not just that 90 billion years for one universe. Beyond, the genius is beyond, its true genius beyond any comprehension we have, complexity beyond any comprehension that we have. Everything is, everything occurs at a specific moment in time, yet everything only exists at one moment in time. Every single thing in the history of all exists only at one moment in time. We can't get our mind around it. We don't need to. That's just how it operates. And at the heart and soul of this is the law of attraction. And I mentioned we could go and look at quantum physicists who have identified a lot about this. And, we do know a lot more about this now than we knew 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. We're learning more, but we know enough. And I never justified this through science, but we know enough about it that in the law of resonance and other things that play, other things that work, the law of attraction, like attracts like. You are a magnet, my fellow brothers and sisters. And what have I talked about earlier? You're talking with your self-talk about how unsuccessful you are and how bad you are. Like attracts like. That's negativity. Going to attract more negativity. You are a magnet. You are going to attract more of that into your life. Now, just from a pragmatic perspective, think of this. Maybe how was this devised by pure genius, by universal intelligence, universal subconscious mind, universal light, source power, source energy? If this was set up for you to be as successful as possible and for you to be in complete control of your life and for you to have anything that you want to have and for you to manifest your best life, this is how it will be set up through the law of attraction, that you yourself, with no bank account, no car, no home, no nothing, that you are in control and you can manifest and bring this into your life. But laws of duality, law of balance. For every front, there needs to be a back. The yin and yang, you've all seen that for, pretty much your entire life. From the first time you saw that, that sort of resonates with you. Yeah, yin and yang, that makes a lot of sense to me. You cannot have light. We love light. You cannot have light. You cannot have light without darkness. You can't have positive without negative. This entire universe is balanced beyond our comprehension. If you ever want to be amazed, just have your jaw hit the floor. Just have your jaw hit the floor. Go out and just take a look and the balance that's in this universe. So this law of attraction, you're given the ability to be a magnet of magnets. For like attracts like, whatever state, STATE, whatever state you place yourself in, and from where you're vibrating from. We're happy here. We love happy around here, as Mikey and I always talk about. We love happy. So we're above our midpoint. This is our launch point. That's where we're at. Good mood, good vibration, etc. Positive, attracting positive. That's what you're going to attract back into your life. So like attracts like, and you are a magnet. We want your vibration up here, as high as you can reach, to use your body here as a metaphor, with this range going from your feet to as high as your fingertips will go. We want the highest launch point possible, because like attracts like, and the higher vibration and frequency, the better that you're going to attract, the happiness you're going to attract into your life. So my fellow brothers and sisters, whether you understand it or not, the last thing I'll share with you is just to think about this as the example I use as the law of gravity. The law of gravity here on Earth. It doesn't matter if you understand it. It doesn't matter if you can write the equation out for the law of gravity or not. It doesn't matter if you forget about the law of gravity. It doesn't matter if you don't know about the law of gravity or have never heard of it. It doesn't matter if you've heard of the law of gravity and then don't hear that word or think about it again for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, the rest of your life. It's there. It's operating. It's omnipresent. It's ubiquitous. It is working every moment, every second of every day. Exact same as the law of attraction, except the law of attraction is a lot larger. It's a universal law. It's a universal law that operates all throughout eternity. Every universe, every time, every space, every place. The law of attraction. So my fellow brothers and sisters, you've been given this gift. And a lot of times it's just about putting your big boy pants on or your big girl pants on and saying, stepping into this. Allow yourself to believe that you are special. I'm a human pep talk. I'm giving you a pep talk constantly about the gifts that you have. Put your big boy pants on, your big girl pants on, and step into it for a while. Step into your 1% better self every single day. Lean into this and step into it. Step into this and start to incorporate this as part of your manifesting lifestyle. And it's these manifesting rituals, these little things throughout the day. At the end of the day, it takes you no more net time. This isn't from where you're at right now until you start to get to an improved state with your daily ritual that you're putting in an extra hour of work, so to speak, doing this every day. No, you're going to be you're taking out bad habits, you're putting in good habits. Net, you're going to be working at this the same exact amount of time you are right now. You're just going to be eliminating some garbage from your life. Let's start removing all those negative auto suggestions, and you'll have a lot of room for positive auto suggestions. They're not going to take you any extra time. So, law of attraction, my fellow brothers and sisters, like attracts like. Believe me and believe it in your heart of hearts. Like attracts like, and believe in your heart of hearts that you are a magnet and you are more of a powerful magnet than you could ever imagine. Just trust me. Trust me, you are the most powerful magnet you can ever imagine, all under the law of attraction.
Well, thank you for answering that in a simple way for us. So, Pappy's book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, is available in paperback, hard copy. He even has an e-copy that you can ask or request. But going along with today's show, I think it's really important to stress that there's an audiobook because you can listen to that and those suggestions go into your subconscious mind. Like for me, I think it's a great idea to even listen to it right before before you go to bed. It's playing that those thoughts, those quotes that are in that book are playing in your mind. You're internalizing that. And I think that's just a great thing to have with the audiobook. And a lot of great quotes come through Pappy from the universe, and he's going to share one with us right now.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. In the audiobook, the physical book, obviously, but the audiobook as well, got so many wonderful compliments. I mean, people, I mean, just magical, literally. I just shared this with you, my fellow buddies. Magical things are happening with people. I was speaking with another gentleman just yesterday, Mike, and he's telling me, Pappy, I've gone to sleep listening to your audiobook like for the last like probably 2 weeks in a row, and things that have happened in his life that have not happened in the previous 35 or 40 years he's been on Earth. I hear this over and over again. Another gentleman listens to the audiobook, was telling me I've had probably 3 or 4 conversations around this just within the last week or 10 days. And again, you don't have to listen to it actively. You can just play it in the background when you normally be playing the radio. Just let the audiobook play. And there is so much power and energy. And the main reason it works is because there's so much truth. It's this pure truth coming at you, resonating with you, this code that's inside of you. That's what I'm here for, to activate this and let you know why you came here and all this power that you have within. So my fellow brothers and sisters, also coming up in shortly, I'll be releasing, I'm working on a 28-day manifesting accelerator. It's an online coaching course, and that's going to be available. It is extraordinary powerful. It's very specific. Each class is around 20 minutes, maybe 25. Some are a little bit less, but it's around 20 minutes. And I go through 7 days of base building and then 21 consecutive days of a different coaching tip every single day. And as always, even in today's show, when I meditate on today's show and I do my intention on today's show, is always to take 7 decades, the 7 decades I've been on Earth, and compress that down and deliver that as well as possible in the time that allows for today's show, for example, to share this wisdom and knowledge with you. So this quote, Mike, you picked out is a wonderful quote from chapter 11. And this helps to describe the process as well, and I try to help you. So my quote's a little bit longer here. Close your eyes and in your mind, imagine a beautiful green natural grass football field. Focus on the middle of the field in front of you, as this is where you will produce with your thoughts and meet with your actions your manifested goal. Imagine yourself standing at one goal line, staring the entire length of the field at the distant goal or goal line. Your thought creates and delivers your goal toward you, toward midfield. Your action produces results that allow you to walk toward and meet your thought form at midfield, allowing you to physically accept it, grab it, embrace it, and enjoy your goal. This, my fellow brothers and sisters, I try to give you a different visual here when I came up with this quote years ago to envision. This is the process. Your thoughts, and then you apply emotions to your thoughts, meaning your actions. You have a thought, and a firework goes off up in the 5th dimension or above, And when that dust and that smoke settles, you see the faint outline of your thought. You're thinking of a new purse, a new wallet, a new bicycle, a new baseball bat, a new football, a new home, car, whatever it is, a new job. You're not in a relationship that you want to have a partner. You want to have someone in your life that you love and they love you back. Whatever that is, you have now started just with a thought. If you apply emotions to that thought, not just one firework, but dozens of fireworks, and when all that extra smoke and dust settles down, you'll see the outline of your thought much more developed because you applied those emotions to it. So think of that at that goal line at the other end of the football field, 100 yards or so away from you. Bam, you've created that. And now think about it. You've placed it on a conveyor belt and it's coming towards you. Now, what do we write out our affirmations for? What do we do intentions for? What do we offer prayers for? That's the energy that keeps that conveyor belt moving towards you. That's the energy that you have now created a thought form. So you have a thought, and then it creates a thought form. That purse, that wallet, that bicycle, whatever it is, and creates a thought form of that. And now you're starting to pour the material into that, and it's filling up more and more the form that you built, and it's on its way to you. It cannot, by universal law, come to you completely 100% from thought. You get to perform action, efficient, inspired, joyful action, which moves you. Think of you moving your physical body from where you're at in this goal line towards there because you're very excited right now. You see your goal, something you want very, very much. You applied a lot of emotion to something that you want in your life coming towards you, your new home, whatever it is. And you get to, and in a human terms, need to take action. And that allows you to start walking towards that because it won't come the entire length of the field and just be dropped in your lap. Now, the good news is I'm staying neutral to start off with saying you're going to meet this at midfield. My fellow brothers and sisters, as you start to get better at this, the universe is dying to help you. The love from source energy is a love for you beyond human comprehension. And the universe, once you start to take efficient, inspired, joyful action, in many cases will deliver it 70, 80, 90% of the way. You don't even have to go out to midfield and meet it halfway, but you must, in human terms, need to take action to be able to make this happen. So just a great quote in chapter 11 of my book. I try to explain that to you in human terms, to think of this process with your thoughts and emotions, starting that form, getting on a conveyor belt. You have continued thoughts and forms. That's where you're doing your affirmations every day, your intentions every day. If you're comfortable with prayers, you're offering these every day. That's the engine. It's keeping that conveyor belt coming towards you, keeping the form, keeping the material still going into the form, developing it. And by your actions, you can and will walk out and meet that, and it will be dropped into your arms. And the last one is just to accept it under the law of allowance. Allow it in. The law of allowance, the law of acceptance, I talk about in my book. Acceptance and allowance are synonymous, and allow that just to drop into your arms and enjoy how powerful you are and the life that you dream of, and what you dream of is right in front of you within your grasp.
I agree. That's a great show a great quote to end the show on. I hope that everyone goes out and embraces their goal today. So thank you for that, Pappy. And if you're new to Pappy Mindset Coach, be sure that you're signed up on pappymindsetcoach.com to receive Pappy's free educational emails and get access to upcoming live events conducted by Pappy to help you manifest the health, wealth, happiness, and love of your dreams. And just one additional reminder, please remember to like, subscribe, and share Pappy Mindset Coach social media links.
Namaste. Thank you so much.